Renie, thank you so much for taking the time to talk to us today. We've been hearing a lot about creating a culture of service. How do you create a service culture when you're understaffed, your customers have more demands than ever, and there are 4 different generations in the workplace?
Well, that is a big question, and actually at the cornerstone of it all, you're right, it's about a service culture. A lot of times people think about service and they think about training, service training. And though training is certainly an element of creating a service culture, it's not the whole thing. And today it is tricky because different people have different perspectives on what service is. Customers want more and they want it now, and at the same time you do have 4 generations in the workplace. So I think the single most important thing people need to realize is that a service culture is all about leadership. And so it really happens at the property with the leaders. And as the leaders inspire people to connect with their customers and to talk to customers and engage them into their business, everything changes. Because then when your customers have an issue, then they're more likely to tell you about it. What's really important to realize is that when you have engagement with your customers and they're talking to you, you're more likely to retain them. And retention is the single most important thing you can do to grow your assets' value. Profitability at the foundation is about customer retention. So a service culture helps to generate that. The other beautiful thing about a service culture is that it's just the way of doing business. It's how you take care of customers, how you take care of your employees, and how everyone engages together. If you look at service as an action instead of just a way of being, then it changes where people can just become part of the community that you're doing business in. So you may call it your hotel, but when people are traveling, for them it's home, and how you treat them is how they start to experience your service culture. So service culture to me is more than having a vision and having a mission and having values. It's about living how you want your business, your people, to behave every single day. Now, there are some elements that do require training. How to handle service recovery issues, for an example, or how to help people feel empowered and to know that they have the power and the choices to make good decisions on behalf of your customers, so that ultimately you can retain as many customers as possible. I think one of the biggest gaps in trying to create a service culture is that people don't understand that it is so much more about the leadership piece than it is about really the task piece or the action piece. It's that when people feel really engaged in that process and you ignite their enthusiasm around, how to serve customers, and at the foundation, you have to hire people who care. And that's all about leadership. Leaders can tell when you're running your business, when you're hiring that person who just isn't going to fit in with what you know and you believe is what's important to your business. So to me, a service culture is about the heart and soul of your business. It's about how you want people to walk away and speak of you. And it is personal, because business is personal. A long time ago, people used to say, it's not personal. And quite honestly, that's rubbish. It's always personal. How we interact with people is personal, and hospitality is so much about that. So to me, when I think of service culture, when I think of the challenges with 4 generations in the workplace, when I understand the challenges of customers wanting more and wanting it faster, I always go back to how are the leaders in the business operating together? What are they communicating? How connected are they to the customers and to their employees? Is there a sense of compassion around the business? Do people stand for a higher purpose as it relates to delivering an extraordinary service experience? How do people engage throughout the business? And lastly, how do you hold people responsible for delivering on your promise? And that promise is simple: to make every customer feel extraordinary as they leave your hotel.